Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this Saturday's special edition of the Omnious Mindset. I am here at Camp Chesterfield on the, not Indian burial grounds, because that's Mound State Park. I don't think Camp Chesterfield is even considered Mound State Park at all, so. But dude, look, I am sweating bullets out here. I don't know if it's just from all the energy or if it's just because it's summertime and it's August, but I'm sweating bullets. Not only that, but I was a tad bit nervous with putting on my robe and everything like that out here. Even though there's nobody out here, you know, there's houses and stuff like that all around this compound because there's spiritualists that actually live here. Man, and I was kind of hoping, because it said that the place wasn't closed until 11 o'clock. I thought maybe, well, number one, the gift shop's not open, and I thought it would be. I think maybe it was just talking about the grounds itself and the gates not being locked until 11 o'clock. But it's all right. I got here nonetheless, and I enjoy it. It is exactly the way that I remembered and was hoping that it would be when I got here. It's completely peaceful, man. You feel a perfect calmness, a perfect stillness. You know what I mean? Awesome. The really big Native American statue right here in the totem pole behind me. I'll take a couple of pictures of those right before I get ready to leave. But yeah, so a little bit about this place. I have kind of a rough memory of the history, so I'll give as much as I can. So the Adena and the Hopewell, they weren't necessarily Native American tribes. It was more so the mound building culture is what it was named as, Adena and Hopewell. The actual Native Americans that lived in this area were, they were called the Lepinel, I think that's what it was. That's the Native American language of the name. Our term is actually Delaware. And they lived along, well, they resided and moved along the White River. And I forgot the actual chief's actual Native American name. It begins with the K. It's a long K word. But his American name, which was William Anderson. So yeah, that's the whole historical fact about this whole area in general, and probably Anderson in general. But yeah, man, there's if you can see back there a little bit, like back in that area back there, I have always wanted to venture down into there because it looks like it's a part of the woods that goes down a little bit deeper, and like it's like the entryway, the portal. It really does seem like that, man. And not actually a second ago when I looked over there, I don't know what it was, but I saw something on the ground. It looked black or something, and it kind of ran across. I'm guessing it's probably just a squirrel or something like that, but hey, you never know. But man, it's kind of surreal sitting here like this. I don't know why, but it is. It's really cool. But next time I do come, I'm gonna come during an event that they have, or whatever one that they're gonna host. That way, I do know that the bookstore or a gift shop like that will be open, and I'll actually be able to meet and talk with some spiritualists. You know what I mean? Like with all of these houses and like there's a motel over there, it'd be cool like if I was able to like talk to one of them and they kind of took me under their wing and was like, you know what, welcome. That'd be awesome. That'd be like a true spiritual calling. But hey, one can dream, but you never know. It can happen. So besides that, I didn't necessarily have a set criteria. It was honestly kind of a spur of the moment decision that I was actually going to come here and do this tonight, but I'm happy that I did. One thing I do know that we can talk about that I have been seeing a bunch of, and kind of a disclaimer, it's more of a conspiracy theory, if that's what you want to call it. I don't call it conspiracy theories, and I don't call myself a conspiracy theorist. You know what I call myself? A truth finder. Because with conspiracy theories, there's always a grain of truth in there. And usually the people that are calling the conspiracy theorists crazy or delusional or whatever end up having a whole lot of skin egg on their face down the line because it ends up being true. Maybe not 100% the way that the truth finder talks about, but usually it's pretty damn close. You know what I mean? But yeah, so the main thing, matter of fact, we're just going to talk about this one section. We're not going to take it to two. We're going to talk about one. So, have you guys And this isn't honestly even a conspiracy. They're talking about it on the news. Have you guys heard, which I'm guessing that you have, I don't watch the news, so, about this spacecraft that's supposed to be headed towards Earth, and they had said that it was supposed to be here in November. Now they're saying it's a possibility it could be here within a couple of weeks. And they said that the reason that they think it's a spacecraft or a mothership is because when they saw it through, I don't know, the Hubble telescope, whatever they were observing it through, it was going one way, and it immediately changed its trajectory and started heading towards Earth. Like just an immediate turn. Now, before this little bit of information that came out, or at least when I had heard it, the year prior to that, or prior to this, there was something that was going around on the internet, on YouTube, talking about the White House. Its buzzword was the Sumerian gods are returning. The Sumerian gods are the Anunnaki. I'm guessing you've heard of the Anunnaki, at least I hope you have. So, not only are they saying that it's the Anunnaki, the government is actually describing what these extraterrestrials look like, because they're not calling them the Anunnaki. Well, to a certain degree they are. They said the Sumerian gods. They didn't actually use the word Anunnaki. If anything, they used Sumerian gods and they used extraterrestrial spacecraft. Alright? But they showed a picture of what these extraterrestrials look like. And no, they didn't look like tall, gray, or white, big-eyed, reptilian-looking aliens or anything like that. You know what they looked like? They said they were 7 to 8 feet tall, draped in gold, and they were basically black. Yeah. The Anunnaki have always been said that their description was that of just gold everywhere, majestic, all of them are majestic, black, and that they are the original inhabitants of the earth. I don't know if you know the story of the Anunnaki and what they try to say, that human beings were created from them and we were supposed to mine their gold from them because they breathed gold in the atmosphere, and their planet, I guess, or whatever like that, Nibiru, was running out of the gold in the atmosphere. So they came to Earth, genetically modified, I don't know if it was necessarily, well, humans basically. And we were supposed to be the miners of their gold. That's why they say that human beings have muscles, and this because we're meant to work, and the dates all the way back to that, but I'm not going to get all the way down to that rabbit hole. But anyways, this is my point with me talking at least about the Anunnaki and bringing that up. I give a lot of homage, a lot of thanks, gratitude. Honestly, I dedicate every last bit of whatever little bit of success now that I have, which isn't a whole lot, but it's enough. You know what I mean? It's enough to where I've made a complete 180 and change in my life. And I always give homage to God, the one source, true creator of all, and my ancestors. The Anunnaki, I just figured out, in all, not just in voodoo, like I was talking about before when you say they give homage to the ancestors. No. The Anunnaki are considered the ancestors. Okay? Now, this is kind of just my own theory. I mean, it's about myself. And I'm not saying this is exactly what it is, but it starts to make me wonder. Like, what if that truly is the case? That this truly is some sort of a spacecraft and not Project Bluebeam. You don't know what that is? Look that up as well. And it's not Project Blue. What if it truly is a mothership that's coming towards us, and it really is the Anunnaki? And they really are exactly what they described. And this is what I'm thinking to myself. What if that's the case, and the reason, besides me cutting out the karmic ties, but the reason I've been able to have such good karma, besides me building that karma, but whatever, is because the homage that I give to the ancestors is actually to them. And they hear it in some sort of way. They said they got a transmission from it. I don't completely remember what they said it was. I think it was something like engage friendly fire, bro. Yeah, that's what they said. That the transmission that they got back said engage friendly fire, bro. I'm like, I don't think that that's what that is. If they truly intercepted that sort of a message, I don't think it was from that. I think maybe they got crosshaired in somebody's freaking online tournament. That's what it seems like to me. But like I said, it's kind of crazy, man. Especially saying that if that was the case, they were supposed to be here in November, but now they're saying within a couple of weeks. I'm not saying that's going to be the case. You know what I mean? Honestly, to me, like I've said before, they want you to look up in the sky, but actually, you need to look all around you. Because if there are extraterrestrials or different species of beings, they're already here. I can tell you that now. And honestly, with that being the case, I wouldn't even think that they're necessarily outer space extraterrestrials. I think extraterrestrials or anything else like that are interdimensional beings. We just aren't on the right vibrational frequency or at the right level of consciousness to be able to perceive them. You know what I mean? But I think as time goes on, that veil is going to get a whole lot more thinner. It already is. People can see it in different subtle ways, and they just don't know that that's what it is. The paradigm shift is happening. Even if you don't feel it within your life, it is still happening. You know what I mean? Maybe it comes with the rise of the new generation. I don't know. But there's definitely a shift happening, and a lot of people feel it. Maybe everything, like the drones and the orbs and whatever, maybe it's all just a distraction from what they're really trying to do, like Project Bluebeam. Got to be careful saying that. A lot of people who speak those forbidden words end up getting their videos flagged and taken down because the government doesn't want you talking about that. But people need to be informed. And like I said, I'm not saying that is what it is, that is the source of whatever like that, but I'm just saying it's kind of a weird theory. You know, along with that, have you guys heard about when Elon Musk said that Memphis, Tennessee was basically the capital of Egypt? How they're saying that ancient Egypt is actually the United States. They found so many different mummies, hieroglyphs, sarcophagi, I mean, all sorts of ancient. I saw a post that they said that actually King Tutankhamun's tomb was actually found in Kentucky in like 1955 or something like that. Now, if that was the case, I mean, I would think that it probably would have gotten transported from somewhere, but I don't know. That's where the whole theory of them saying that the United States is actually Egypt. That's why there's all these pyramids. But honestly, there's pyramids all over the world. And I'm not going to delve too much further down that rabbit hole because there's a whole lot more that goes into it. And I'm just not going to get into that today. But if that intrigues you, the way that it intrigues me, do your own deep dive. Go down the rabbit hole and see what type of information you find out. Drop a comment or something about that. I want to know what you believe this could possibly be. If this is real, if this is just a distraction, if it's what do you think it is? This has been in the back of my mind. Well, it's always in the back of my mind. A lot of things are in the back of my mind. Constantly thinking. But it's very interesting, to say the least. Just listen to the silence. like I look back there and I hope to see some sort of spirit or apparition of a Native American that's walking by or something. But be careful what you wish for. Yeah, so. But yeah, man, that is all I have actually for today. I'm about to start heading back before it gets in a little too dark. I get afraid of the dawn this morning. Actually, when I do stop this, I'm gonna walk around these grounds just a little bit more. Maybe it'll be the beginning of a scary movie, straight up. But before we do that, we can still do a 1-minute meditation. Why not? See if maybe you get a vision, something like that. I don't know. 1 minute. Could stay in that position, man. I am burning up. It is so hot out here. All right, you guys. That is all I got for tonight. Hope you guys have a nice rest of your Saturday evening. Be safe in whatever that you're doing, and I will catch you guys back here. Never a set date, just on the flip, all right? Peace.